Good morning, and today is Tuesday,
The 6,
7, something like that. It's the first Tuesday we've been here, but it's into the second week that we've been
right.
here. So anyway, so yesterday we had a lazy day. We ended up just decided let's go kind of shopping. So we went
shopping.
Went shopping down the kind of main city centre, and then we had a snack.
Yes, we had lunch.
You had a patisserie.
I had a patisserie, a choux patisserie. It's called Paris Brest, B-R-S-T.
B-R-E-S-T.
B-R-E-S-T.
Yes. I had another pie. Pies are delicious. I had a steak and pepper
pie. It's delicious.
And it was hot, spicy, very, very tasty, jam-packed of meat. It was delicious. And then we walked about the various department stores. Linda got herself a hat. Where's your hat?
It's up there waiting for me to put it on today when I go out to keep the sun off my face.
Do you want to model it for the vlogging viewers?
No, because you'll see it. I'll keep it a surprise. You can see it when we're out walking around.
She's got a new hat and it's quite cute. Of course, she had the option of getting one in Benidorm for 40 pesos or some shit like that, but she said, no, I'm Linda. I need to spend over $200 on getting a fucking hat. But anyway, that was it. But it's a cute hat and it looks good. Not that I begrudge the money, which I do.
It wasn't over $200, by the way.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
How much was it?
It was under $200.
How much?
It was 190. That doesn't make it over 200.
Anyway.
There's no tax in New
so,
Zealand. No tax added on to.
So we walked about. We jumped on the tram, which is good. I mean, it just takes you about the city and you jump on, jump off. So it was kind of a miserable day yesterday. So we decided to wear the coats and everything. And so we had thought about going to the Botanic Gardens, but we changed our mind. And then when we were on the tram, we thought, yeah, we'll go ahead.
Well,
jump off.
It had changed from the morning to where it was a little bit more acceptable by the time we got to the stop. And it says Botanic Gardens. And we thought, oh, we'll just get off. We weren't planning to go there today because we had already changed our mind. But I'll let Gordon tell you the story that happened with us at the Botanic Gardens.
I'll let you tell it. We went to the Botanic Gardens and it was beautiful. I mean, you'll see some of the videos. The one of that tree just as you come in.
It's gorgeous.
It was amazing, that tree. But anyway, so we walked about and we took some pictures and did a lot of kind of the McMaster style walk-bys, which Linda insisted on doing. But they were interesting. And then we had one of the weirdest things happen that we've ever experienced on a vacation. Now this was weird, and to get your interests up, it ended up with the police being involved. Yeah. So Linda decided to have a cat fight with this other. No, sorry, it wasn't that at all. No, but we were in the Botanic Gardens and we were walking about, and
I'd said I want to go and look at those flowers over there.
Which we did. We did a walk by.
They were lovely flowers.
Yeah, and it was nice. And then Linda wanted to go and see the Rose Garden, which was good, and that's what we were going to do. So we got to the Rose Garden, and just as you go into the Rose Garden, there's a kind of metal, what do you call it?
Like a metal sculpture.
Metal sculpture of a rose. So we thought, that's quite nice. I'll get a picture of it. But when I was taking, there was a girl there, she wasn't young, she was about 20-year-old woman there taking a picture of the rose, and so I kind of stood back waiting, and when she moved off, I moved in to take the picture. And as I was about to take the picture, this guy, he was a funny looking bugger. You know, there was just something odd about this guy that I saw coming, and I thought, what's he up to? He's just, I don't like the look of that bugger. So anyway, I'll let you take it from
So
here.
anyway, so we kind of hung around. There was fuchsia there, and we kind of watched this guy. This guy was like tracking this young Japanese girl, and when
What
she
Linda means by
stopped,
tracking, you
like
know,
stalking, he was following her.
not tracking, stalking. Like she would walk 20 feet and he would walk behind her. I mean, he was about 20 yards behind her, and he would stop and start looking at something, and she would move on, and he would move on.
Yeah, so near where there was a lawn there, and we just were walking in a circle around this bed of fuchsias, but we were watching this guy at the same time. Anyway, this young girl went towards this kind of gift shop and museum, and he kind of stopped in the middle of this lawn, but she wasn't coming out fast enough, so he then proceeded to go into the gift shop after her. And he says, oh, well, probably that's it done. And he says, okay, we'll go and look at the rose garden now. Because we stayed around and neither one of them came out. He didn't come out, she didn't come out, so we kind of like, okay. So we went to the rose garden where we smelt one rose, and Gordon says, no, there's something just not right. Let's go back. So we went back, and none of them had come out, and then all of a sudden this young Japanese girl came out, and she sat down in the open air table, and this guy followed her, but he was very careful to stay out of her line of vision. She couldn't see him. He was behind
He was behind a set of bushes.
a kind of bushes that were in a planter, and so we went up and we sat down beside her. I think she was a little bit, she didn't know who we were, but we tried to explain who we were. And
No, when I went there and I brought Linda
yeah,
because I didn't want to scare her with somebody walking up. And I sat down and I basically said, is this guy, do you speak English? And she goes, a little bit. I said, do you know this guy behind? And she eventually got what I was meaning and said no. And I said, basically, he's watching you, he's following you.
yeah.
And so we took her into
The gift shop.
the gift shop, the rotunda. And he moved to the side under a tree and was watching her from a tree. And then after a minute or two, he came into the rotunda and stood at the other end of the rotunda. He's a
watching
funny
us.
bugger.
And
And that's the point where I told you,
so we
you know, to go in.
we went in. So I went in first, and then Gordon came in with her, and they sat down. I went up to, they have a coffee shop there, and I went up to the coffee shop, and I said to the girl that was at the coffee shop, I says, something strange I need to discuss with you. I says, this young girl that was at the girl your husband that your husband's sitting with. I says, yes. I says, there's a guy in here and he's following her. And I had told Gordon earlier to get a picture of him, so we were able to get a picture of this guy. Anyway, so we asked the girl at the coffee shop, can you help us? And she says, well, I'll get the ranger. So this girl came, and he kept hanging around. We could see him walking outside the coffee shop, kind of pacing back and forward. And then he would go up to the top, and then he kind of went, he must have went around the side of the building.
No, before he went around the side, he actually came in. Remember, he came into the shop, and I came up to the counter with the girl and said, that person just walked up through the shop.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I went back and sat with the girl.
That's right. So so I told the girl at the counter, says, that's him there, the guy came out with the backpack. So he walked up to the end and kind of turned left and was hidden by the end of the building. In the meantime, after a couple of minutes, this ranger came, and we were telling her, you know, what we had observed and that we were concerned. we didn't know if the guy would hurt the girl or not. She
was
didn't
actually-
know him, but it was kind of like strange.
It
She
was
kept
weird.
on
He was away,
following him.
but there was actually two. The second ranger came. The guy came.
Then after we
younger
had talked to him, this other guy came, kind of told them the story again, and he says, well, he'll go out
Eyeball.
and see if he can find him. Anyway, after he left, I went up to get coffee, and I says, oh, there he's there. I said, I saw him walking at the top of the, outside at the top where the gift shop ended. And I says, yeah, he's still around. He's hanging around. He's not coming in. Anyway, long story short, the other guard, the second ranger, went out and followed him in his truck. Well, he kind of left. He was hanging around the gift shop for a while, going back and forth.
Keeping an eye on that
keeping
girl
an eye
who
on
we were
that
sitting
girl.
with.
So we went,
And so the I'll take over for a minute. The ranger who was sitting with us, the female, she was a female, and she ended up saying, well, we're going to go into the back. Right, and so we all went into the back of this place, whatever it was, coffee place, restaurant, cafeteria. So we went into the back, sat there out the way, so he couldn't see us from the window. Right, but he kept kind of waiting, and the ranger that was actually out keeping an eye on him was kind of talking to the ranger that was beside us and saying, yeah, he's still there. And so after about 20 minutes, the ranger that was with us called 111, which is the 911 over there.
or 999 in
No,
the UK.
999 in the UK. And informed the cops, and the cops said, well, we'll get somebody out. And but in the meantime, this guy had gave up
On this young girl.
on this young girl, and had then, I'll let you finish off in the day.
However, the ranger that was with us, she had stepped out a little bit to take a phone call from this other ranger. Apparently, he had started kind of following two other young Japanese girls, very similar to this young lady. And so he was keeping an eye on him. So she called the police back, and that escalated the importance. Anyway, at the end of it, the police came, they searched his bag and everything like that. We don't know what else happened.
Trespassed him.
He was trespassed from the Botanic Gardens, and the staff of the Botanic Gardens took this young girl home. She's here for a year from Kyoto, just outside of Kyoto in Japan. So, yeah, that was quite... We didn't get to speak to the police. They said they didn't really need the information. They had her information. But we thought, wow. But, you know...
He was a funny bugger.
He was
though,
very
that.
funny
was a
looking.
Funny
He
bugger.
was-
Something about him when I
Yeah.
saw him, I said, oh, something's not right with that bugger.
But apparently,
Yeah.
according to the woman, she says that he told the police he doesn't speak English or anything like that.
No habla español
No, well,
until I Need a Lawyer comes up.
anyway,
Yeah. He was, a
he was
funny bugger.
definitely very... There's something strange. He was just following her. It wasn't right. So.
But that was our adventure yesterday.
Yes.
And then to celebrate, we came back here and went to, that finished our Botanic Gardens. We may end up going back there today and finishing our shopping today. But we ended up going for Thai last night. And it was nice. We enjoyed it. And we had fun
Nice. Then I did the laundry.
for 3 hours.
Yep, because I wanted to go when we had just a little bit of laundry, and my husband kept on saying, no, you don't need to do it today, you don't need to do it today. So last night I had a lot of laundry to do.
No, you didn't have that much. But anyway, so today's plan is we're going to hit the town again. We're going to see about doing a wee bit of shopping. We need to finish off a wee bit of shopping, get ourselves a couple of things. Excuse me. And maybe go back to the Botanic Garden today. The day looks a bit better. If it keeps this way tomorrow, we'll probably go gondola.
To the gondola.
Go to the gondola, which is hellaciously dangerous.
It's not dangerous.
Anyway, so that's all for now. We will talk to you and do some videos today, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, so this is Tuesday. We're back at the Botanic Gardens. We're seeing some of the stuff we missed yesterday. Some of the people walking in front of us, we missed them yesterday. But take a second to look at the buildings here. The buildings in this area, this used to be the university buildings of Christchurch. It's now a museum, and it's quite impressive. They remind me somewhat of a building or buildings you'd get back in Britain, so the old and the new. So, and of course, what you also notice here is it's got Beluga beacons. They don't actually flash, but the beacons. We're walking down here to the curator's house for one main purpose. Linda hasn't had her 11 o'clock coffee, so we're going to walk down there and have a coffee. Say again?
What's that? Segoya? Is that how do you pronounce it?
Segoya.
Segoya? It was planted by Prince Alfred, first royal to visit New Zealand in 1869.
Okay.
That's been continuous since 1869. I think that behind that is Christchurch Hospital.
Yes, it is. One thing you notice about Christchurch, I know they had an earthquake here back in 2011. That was 15 years ago, and you think maybe get over it. But they actually are. They're working hard to get over it. All around you'll see older historic buildings. Similar to the one I just showed you, the university, that are shored up, got iron supports to hold them in place so they can get money to fix them and to actually fix them. The cathedral, for instance, they've got it fixed except for the final parts of it, and they just got a grant from the Anglican Church for 20 million to finish it off. But it's been a long process and it's been taking them a time to get it. And they've done quite well because some of the buildings that you see, the historic buildings, you don't see any sign of earthquake. But the foundations are a lot better and it shouldn't happen again. Take some of them home for Kiki.
They must be the gardeners. Are you the gardeners? You wish?
We're over there at the hospital project.
Ah. So you're hiding?
It'd be a lot nicer over here, tell you that.
Yeah. I was going to comment, I was going to commend you on how well the gardens are, but
Not out there.
well, I'm sure you'll do a great job in the hospital.
And this is the government, What's this house? What's this? The governor's house?
No, superintendent's house, I think is what it said. Let's see what it says here.
Curators.
The curator's house. So the
And it's
curator
a
up
restaurant. So it's hopefully it's opened. So we'll see. So this is the Avon River, named after some place in Scotland by two Scotch brothers who immigrated here in the 1890s, I think she said, 1870s. They were lawyers, shysters, but it's quite nice. And of course it's right beside the Botanic Gardens. And some of the pictures, some of the stuff you see in there is amazing. It's got all these fruit trees like pears and apples and lemon tree and everything, and it was good. It also had some raised garden beds, or raised beds with vegetables in it. Huge, absolutely huge spring onions, about the size of what you'd expect a leek to be. And then, of course, Linda got sidetracked. She's talking to somebody. But then here, we're going just along the banks of the River Avon, and we're going to walk through the Botanic Gardens again. And once find the wife. But this is nice, walking down here.
It's beautiful.
Talking.
So we're going around the Avon, which is here on our left, and we're at the Botanic Gardens, as we said earlier, and it's lovely. We just came from a place where there's a lot of different vegetables and fruit and everything like that. So I was just asking the moon what they did with all the fruit. She says that they harvest it, and the curator's house that is on the grounds of the Botanic Gardens actually makes like poached pear dish, and some other of the restaurants use the apples and the pears to make muffins, like pear muffins, apple muffins. So it was quite interesting. But a lot of it, she leaves them on so people can see them, so they can see that they can actually have a sustainable garden in a small space.
So basically we're just walking through the Botanic Gardens. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's very peaceful. Maybe it's because we're getting old or something. But it's quite enjoyable doing this. And it kind of gives you the idea that when we go back home, Linda, we should probably spend more time doing things like this.
Yeah?
Forget about grandkids, kids. Just walk about nice and quiet and relax. No, but this is actually very nice for a change. And here, you see there some ducks.
And geese.
The ducks just sitting there resting. Here's a fancy.
So we're sauntering here with me with my new hat on as well.
Oh yeah, let's get a picture. Who's wins everything here? Oh, there she is.
Ah,
Her Italian hat made in Paris. Or
my French hat made in Italy.
Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, it's debuted at
And I know it's a wee bit overcast today, but the woman did tell us that the ozone layer is actually thinner here in New Zealand than it is other ways, so just protecting our skin.
They are very much into the eco stuff here. See that everywhere you go and you talk about it over there.
It's a really lovely town.
The women who we were talking to yesterday, the park ranger that we talked to, one of the things, we got chatting this morning, one of the things she said she didn't like Donald very much. I said, too bad, I think he's wonderful. I think he's God's gift to this world and we just need to give that to him. Not really, but I think too bad things were good. But yeah, we're talking about we think they're quite liberal here. Right? And very much like Britain in the sense of government and the way they do things. But it is very nice.
Okay, so we've got to a part of the near the River Avon, and we're coming to a gaggle, I think it is, of geese, and they're just eating away. See them? It's just a bunch of them geese stuck. Oh, and I think that one's nesting, that white one there. I think that white one's nesting, see? Maybe not, it's maybe, I don't know when they... Oh, I love that tree, look at that tree. Just a whole bunch of them. They're just getting... This is their place, so they're not moving very hard out the way. They're very fast, just wandering. So are we. We're just wandering. Look at them all there. There's a whole flock of them there. They're just a whole flock.
What a flock of geese.
They're not timid at all. This one's... They're not timid because they'd... Look at them. I guess that one's the one that's shaking his leaves there is his feathers there is an alpha.
I don't know if you noticed that there were two guys just jogging. Didn't really rest as much. Well, time to move on.
Time to move on.
Ding ding,
Adios.
ding ding. We want to see ding ding. Ding ding. Going for volunteer. Ding ding.
With all of the ferns. That's what you'd like to grow, Gordon. Ferns like that. Unfortunately, the Texas weather does not allow that to happen. It's lovely.
You know, it's been years since I've been to the Botanic Garden in Fort Worth.
No, we need to
I'd
make...
like to see what it was like. I don't remember.
Huh?
It wasn't like this, I know that.
Oh no, no. Not like this at all. But it's a different climate,
Oh yeah.
and so it's hard for the same things to grow here, grow in Texas.
About 20 minutes since you had a coffee. Do you need another one? Are you okay?
It's actually 20 to 1, so
That's
We're
my
in-
lunchtime to have a pie.
went in there when it opened at 11:30. So it's been an hour and 10 minutes. Not quite ready for the coffee yet. Maybe another hour. Walking off the last coffee.
Not sure how many steps we've done. Now, hold on, this is the Zealand Gardens
Right.
in here.
Native plants 27. Shall we go in?
Sure, we'll go into the New Zealand Gardens.
Yep.
Some of New Zealand's most notable and well-known plants are here, Linda,
Yep.
such as the Kakatea Grove, which is stately swamp trees, you know, and beeches, and I'm sure they've got an iconic garden here with subalpine plants. Shall we walk
Let's
forward?
go. Okay, let's go.
Let's go. See, must be impressed with all my knowledge. Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. It's just like Jonathan and Kiki's grass, or will be.
Will be. You don't say that though.
Huh?
Give them a hard time about it, don't say it. Now this is the wahoo tree. I believe they get cork or some shit like that. from
Cork
the street.
tree.
Yes.
It is a very light wood and was used by the Maori to make fishing floats and other buoys. Huh? What's that? Predator control? It must be for mice or rats or something like that
Well,
because
they
they
don't have
don't have snakes.
They have snakes, they have poisonous spiders, things like that. So who knows what the hell it's for?
Right, what way? Right or left?
We'll go right.
Right. we've got a wee pond here. Yes, that's right. We've got a little pond and walk over here. Ah, let's see. An alligator?
No, a rhinoceros hippopotamus.
A hippopotamus. Hippopotami. Right. Shall we walk over the little bridge or? Okay. Shall we go this way? Well, we'll go that way. We end up in the path we were on, that we walked along. At least this way we're going in a different. What beast? Oh, the tree? Hang on. Looks like that tree in Avatar. What's it, Avatar?
That's amazing size.
Okay, I want to. Is that a bench there? I want to lie down and take a picture going up.
It's a gum, just gum size. So eucalyptus is more than 100 years old, one of the largest in New Zealand. The twist trunk is a massive 3.7 metres in diameter.
Wow.
It's only 100 years old.
Wow.
Wow. Thank God we don't have that in the background.
Yeah, well, hang on. Let me do something. Let me take my backpack off. Here, take this tag.
See if I scale. Sweep that down, go stand beside it.